Let's see.
That boy told that okay.
Shaurya, Swastika, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
How are you both? Fine.
Fine, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir.
Periodic properties. Now let us come to some periodic properties. Wait, I'll give you some time. Okay, first just let me do some parts, and then we'll go for trends in this periodic properties. Clear? So let us understand first. All of you children, first you just listen, then you will be able to gather the things much faster. Clear? So let us see, for example, what are periodic properties? The properties which repeat at regular intervals will be called as periodic properties. Clear? That means after some time, what happens? Certain regular intervals, if you see the elements, you will find the properties are repeated. And we have seen that in the group, the properties are repeating. Clear? Whereas in the period, the properties are, they keep on changing. And as a result, okay, we find that when the properties are changing, then a time comes where again the properties repeat. Clear? So now let us understand this. Some important periodic properties. The first is valency. What is valency? It's the combining capacity of an element, or maybe elements, or the number of electrons. Number of electrons which an atom donates. Okay, or let us say accepts or shares. So if an atom shares 4 electrons, valency will be 4. If an atom donates 1 electron, valency will be 1. Depending upon the capacity, and after doing this, what happens? I mean, why it is doing this process or these processes, clear, these elements, so that they can acquire 8 electrons in the outer portion, or maybe duplicate, as in the case of helium. Clear? And what is the representation of 8 and 2? The stability. ठीक है ना? इसको बोलते हैं स्टेबिलिटी. ये रिप्रेजेंट करेगा स्टेबिलिटी. नंबर 8 या नंबर 2, ये इन लोग मैजिकल स्टेबिलिटी क्रिएट करते हैं एटम में. ठीक है? 8 electrons. We're sitting in a room where there are 8 corners and we are stable. ये अगर सब 3 कॉर्नर होंगे तो स्टेबिलिटी कम हो जाएगी. Okay, remember this. Yeah, for example, a vehicle with, for example, moving on one particular tire only, बहुत ही unstable है. Yes, sir. But 2 tire at least रहेंगे. ठीक है? At least they will try to, for example, stabilize the system. So 2 या 8. ठीक है? Of course, though ये even number रहेगा, but basically scientists have found out that 8 is something which is attaining maximum stability. Inert gases are yes. Okay. So this is one thing. 2 is an exception. 2 normally नहीं रहते हैं. That's why we find, for example, the trailers, okay, or those heavy vehicles, we are having n number of tires, and both the sides balance करना है, because they are carrying goods in tons. ठीक है, अगर एक टायर पंक्चर हो गया तो पूरा अनबैलेंस स्टेट आ जाएगी, एंड उसमें जो कॉस्टली गुड्स है, मटेरियल्स है, आर्टिकल्स है, वो डिस्ट्रॉय हो जाएंगे. ठीक है कि नहीं? Okay, therefore we have to understand one thing, okay, that this is leading to instability. आपका for example मटेरियल्स घर में नहीं पहुंच पाएगा, और जिस दिन आपको देना है किसी को मटेरियल नहीं दे पाएगा, यानी पूरा एक साइकिल में अनस्टेबिलिटी है. Like for example Shanghai, what do you say, that particular port is completely blocked now because of coronavirus over there. ठीक है, तो वहां पे क्या है, सब शिप्स खड़े हैं अनलोडिंग के लिए या लोडिंग के लिए, और पूरा वर्ल्ड मार्केट उन लोग के लिए वेट कर रहा है, बिकॉज एवरी कंट्री जो गुड्स लेते हैं चाइना से, बिकॉज दे आर चीपेस्ट. नो मैटर व्हाट वी ट्राई, चाइना इज एक्चुअली व्हाट has the cheapest amount of material, okay, which is actually what no other country is able to in the world is able to actually what you say, give that much cheaper materials. Okay, because so the idea is that वहां पे unstability हो गया, तो उसमें पूरा वर्ल्ड में थोड़ा unstability आ सकता है. Anyway, what is important over here, second is the atomic radius. Atomic radius क्या है? Atomic radius is nothing but what? The distance measured from the center of the nucleus. Distance between, okay, between the center of the nucleus and the outermost shell of an atom. This is the outermost shell of an atom. This distance is nothing but the atomic radius. The atom is considered to be sphere. Actually, atom is like a cotton, but हम लोग उसको एक boundary दे देते हैं और वो अपना sphere बनता है. नहीं तो otherwise वो cotton type. ठीक है, बिकॉज़ उसका फिक्स बाउंड्री नहीं है एटम. इलेक्ट्रॉन थोड़ा बाहर भी जा सकते हैं, अंदर भी आ सकते हैं. एवरेज हम लोग डिस्टेंस बना रहे हैं, इसलिए वो रेडियस अपना फिक्स है. बट दिस डिस्टेंस depends upon that distance. Of course, I will tell you afterwards what it depends upon. But this distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell of an atom is called as atomic radius. It's measured in picometer. 1 picometer is nothing but 10 raised to minus 12 meter. Very small size, because atom is invisible. Again, third periodic property is ionization enthalpy or ionization potential. What is ionization potential? Ionization potential is nothing but what? It is the energy required to convert 1 mole of gaseous atom to gaseous cation by, of course, loss of electron. So energy, एक atom को अगर convert करना है ion में, positive ion, उसमें energy देना पड़ेगा. That means what is important over here is the nucleus, और इसके around में outermost shell में एक electron loosely held है, loosely arranged. But the nucleus is monitoring this particular, for example, electron. Now, if an atom X wants to remove this electron for its own stability, it has to overcome this attractive forces coming from the nucleus. Yeah. This force of attraction coming from the mother nucleus, not allowing the electron to go out, because it's a question of the stability. I mean, in terms of neutrality. Now, if this particular atom has to build up, take the electron, it has to overcome this energy of attraction. Now, if it is actually closer, if this electron is closer to the outermost shell, energy ज़्यादा लगेगा, because force of attraction coming from the nucleus is more. So definitely this is called as ionization potential, energy or ionization potential. Okay? So it is nothing but the energy required to convert 1 mole of gaseous atom into gaseous cation. Okay, isolated gaseous atom we can say, and giving 1 mole of electrons. Okay, what is the third point? The fourth periodic property is just opposite. Now, ionization potential is basically for metals. Metals क्या ये नहीं, metals का activity show करने के लिए रहता है. That means the metal which is actually what, for example, giving the electron very easily or losing the electron very easily means low ionization energy. Then definitely that metal is highly reactive metal, highly participative metal. Again, if a friend is looking into your eyes, and you understand what that particular friend requires, and then you immediately understand and you give the book to him.
Yes, sir.
So without asking or uttering or giving a kind of dialogue to you that I wanted this book, but by looking at his eyes only, you could understand, and immediately you're so participative that नहीं जैसा भी कोई भी for example बिना पूछे तुम समझ पा रहे हो कि उसको क्या for example what he requires, he or she requires. Okay, so what you do immediately, especially at this student stage, okay, everybody actually what, for example, misses out like some lectures and misses out some notes clear in the students level clear, or some kind of pocket expenditure sometimes. Okay, they have less, so they actually what look I think so 10 bucks I require. I mean just for out of this. Of course, this is not a level of 10 standard, maybe higher college.
Sure.
Okay, so sometimes what happens by without asking only your friend check 10 bucks. Again, the idea is what that this is what participative nature. ठीक है कि नहीं कि उसने बिना पूछे तुमने उसको दे दिया. That means you are having high participative nature, and that means you are having very low ionization energy. But your friend is asking 10 times, give me 10 bucks, I have to require, I have to take one pencil, again, because today I have to draw some diagrams in bio lecture. But you don't understand this, what is the requirement, and as a result, you don't give. That means that time ionization energy got higher. That means you are acting not as a metal, but as non-metal. So non-metals are gainers. Clear? So that time when an element is losing electron very easily, that means the ionization potential low means highly participative element. So sodium, why it is famous? Because it's having a largest atomic size in the alkali metal category. Means with respect to the other, and that's why francium is having the lowest ionization energy. Why? Because it's having a largest atomic size. So बड़े दिल वाला रहता है. तो जितना atomic size बढ़ता है, उतना ionization potential low होगा. Remember. Okay? So this is what is then you will say sir metals के लिए है. What about non-metals? Non-metals के लिए electron affinity है. What is electron affinity? Now this is an endothermic process. Yes. This element which is actually gaining electron, उसने क्या किया? ये electron ले लिया. अब now सबसे important चीज है, the atom has taken the electron. Now सबसे मजेदार चीज क्या है? The electron तो आ गया अंदर. पर उसको एक बड़ा चैलेंज है कि ये इलेक्ट्रॉन को टाइटली होल्ड करना है, न्यूक्लियस को होल्ड करना है. Now the more tightness on this particular electron from the nucleus, more energy is released over there. ठीक है ना? That means the electron affinity measures the tightness with which an atom binds that extra electron. तुमने पेट को तो ले लिया, एक डॉग पेट ले लिया, और उसको उसका ख्याल रखना है, उसका मॉनिटरिंग करना है, उसको क्या क्या चाहिए, okay, yeah, pedigree or जो भी है. That means you don't mind spending the amount, okay, to hold this particular pet. Why? Because he's that particular pet is a stress buster, and as a result, you are actually what, for example, holding that particular pet for a longer time. Clear? In spite of against all odds, no matter what energy is going on, is clear how much amount of expenditure you're doing, but you are holding that entity tightly, and this tightness indicates what electron. That means this is the energy released when an extra electron is added to the outermost shell of an isolated gaseous atom. This is for non-metals. You go to the bookseller and you ask, okay, that give me that book. Okay, the bookseller says, "No, I've got only one copy. Demand is very high. I will charge you 6,000 bucks." You get that book. You say, "No, you give it to me." Okay, you shell out 5,000 bucks. No matter what. Okay, I want the book. Why? Because it's a question of my stability. Because that particular book will give me very high content, and I want to read that no matter how much amount of money is going, but I want to actually stabilize myself by getting that book. Clear? So this is a tightness. तो नहीं मुझे चाहिए. 4 लोग खड़े हो उसके लिए, but तुमको ही दे दिया because you are having stronger affinity and you don't mind spending energy for that. So that means an atom when it is small. Remember, it is actually what, for example, it will give more amount of energy, it will release more amount of energy to hold that electron. That means like saying, I'm holding this marker very tightly, the energy release is very high, therefore affinity for this marker is very high. Why? It's a question of my stability. Because at the end of the day, the lecture should go on. Because if this particular marker falls down from the outermost shell or from my hand, then chances are there that I will not be able to continue the lecture. And here, it's a question of precious time. Students are actually sitting in front of me, and I cannot actually put them on stake, basically. That is the idea over here. It's a question of stability for others. through me. Okay, so that is the electron affinity is the energy released. So more tightness, more energy released, more electron affinity. Less tightness, lesser energy released, lesser electron. Electron affinity measures the tightness with which an extra electron is binded to the outermost shell. इसको बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन affinity. ओके, याद रखना. तो ये अपना एक अच्छा मेथड है कि आपको याद रखना है कि टाइटनेस जितना रहेगा इलेक्ट्रॉन के ऊपर जो बाहर से आया है. ओके, so definitely electron affinity will go. Likewise, for example, the last concept is what? Electronegativity.
Yes.
ये भी एक important periodic property है. So let us understand that electronegativity. What is electronegativity? You will say, sir, electronegativity is also similar to what? Electron affinity. No, it is not similar. Why? Because this is for individual atoms. This is only happening. So here, electronegativity is basically
Combination.
the power of an atom to attract the shared pair of electrons. So this is the electron of hydrogen. This is the electron of chlorine. Both of them are sharing electrons, but the sharing is unequal. Okay, because chlorine is having more power to pull the electron pair toward itself. And this power of an atom, okay, to actually pull the shared pair of electrons toward itself in the molecule of a covalent compound is called electronegativity. ये molecule में होगा वो atom. It is applicable for ionic compound. It is applicable for covalent. Remember, okay. Now, what is important over here? So, what happens? This particular molecule becomes polar. यानी इसके ऊपर negative charge का density बढ़ जाएगा और यहाँ पे positive charge बढ़ जाएगा. यानी electrons कम हो जाएंगे इसकी तरफ. That means this kind of pulling is unequal pulling or unequal sharing. So, likewise, for example, chlorine. When two atoms of chlorine are sharing the electrons, electron is equally shared. So, there is no question of electronegativity difference. So, such a molecules are said to be what? Non-polar. ठीक है ना, नॉन पोलर में इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी दोनों साइड इक्वल रहेगा, इक्वल पुलिंग. क्लोरीन हुआ Cl Cl, Br Br, I मोबाइल अच्छा है इसका बैक में ये कर दो, साइलेंट कर दो, नहीं तो क्या होगा बाद में क्या होगा, डिस्टर्बेंस हो जाएगा. ठीक है, नॉन पोलर सुनो, ठीक है, listen to it carefully. Non polar, which are the non polar molecules? H2 or HH, Cl Cl, Br Br, I OO, NN, CCS. Very good. CH भी हो सकता है, because their electronegativity same है, दोनों similar है. हाँ, लेकिन वो similarity है उसमें. And then for example, let us say for example, then NN हो गया, CH हो गया, okay, then Cl Cl हो गया, नहीं CCl polar हो गया, okay. Now look at, then what about HCl, HBr, HI, HO या OH, ठीक है, इसमें difference है. Water, polar molecule. So yeah, definitely electronegativity is nothing but it's like saying this way, you and your brother are actually what going to the market and mother has given you, both of you, some amount. Yeah, some amount
In the ratio of
you are actually elder to him, you are in top 10 standard, he is in 7th standard. Suppose, so mother has given, you are holding his hand, and mother has given 10 bucks to him and let us 20 bucks to you here because you are elder, but you are holding the hand, it's your brother's hand and his money also towards you. Why? Because this is a question of security. It's a question of stability for that, because money should not be lost. It is different thing when you come back, you give that money back, okay, because the sharing is there. But as you are actually forming a kind of bonding with your brother while walking on the road, okay, you tend to have this tendency to bring that money closer to you. That is called electronegativity. That's a power. And why you are actually bringing the money in your hand more closely, okay, because you are having more power at that moment, because you are elder to it, more energy is clear. So that is the idea. So unequal pulling जब होता है उसको electronegativity. This is between unlike atoms. Like atoms में ऐसा नहीं होगा. ठीक है, यानी दोनों equal age में है तो there is no question about pulling. You can keep the hands loosely and finally keep the money separately on separate hands. So that is the idea. Now let us understand, for example, the trends, okay, in this periodic table. ये आ गया समझ में? Any doubts? Here, let us come to, okay, the periodic properties. ठीक है, periodic properties में सबसे पहला देखिए, Valency. Valency very simple. Here if you say sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and iron. Now here, what is the valency of sodium? So sodium has got 11 protons. So its electronic configuration 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, very good, 286, 287, 288. Yes, simple. This you have done in your 9th standard also. Now here, how many electrons are there in the outermost shell of valence electrons? These are called valence electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now here, except an argon, which is having 8 electrons, highly stable. Clear? Whereas these elements are unstable. Why? They are not having 8 electrons in the outermost shell. So they would like to actually what? For example, lose or gain or share. So this element will lose 1 electron. This element will lose 2 electrons preferably rather than gaining 6 electrons or 7 electrons. Okay, and here it will lose 3. This will share 4 electrons. This will gain 3, 2, and 1. Here, and that will be 0. So this valence is 0. Okay, now why these elements are actually what? So here, as we move from left hand side to right hand side, valency pehle increase hoga. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 se decrease hoga, then it goes to 0.
So why?
1, 2, 3, 4 हुआ. Okay, why? Because tendency to lose electrons actually what is here happening because it's easier to actually what, for example, lose 3 electrons rather than to what, gain 5 electrons. ठीक है? यहाँ पे gaining easy है और losing difficult because number 4 से ज़्यादा हो गया.
Yes, sir.
That means those elements which are having less than 4 electrons, they are going to be metallic elements, and those elements which are having greater than 4, that is 5, 6, and 7, they will gain 3 electrons, and the ones which are actually midway through, they will have sharing. That means mostly they will form covalent kind of molecules. Here, okay. But as you come over there, when you come to the next period, you will find, for example, potassium is standing over there, and potassium ka electronic configuration kya hoga? 2881. Now it's having only 1 electron again. So again, valency will be what? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 3, 2, 1, 0, 1. Periodic. In other words, funny but periodic. Mosley has given this information that the elements which are coming in the same group will have same valence electrons, and therefore they will have a same tendency to lose. Therefore, all of them are metals. Very simple. Ye to simple.
So actually, I was having a doubt not related to this concept and another thing. So in the according to the 2n square concept, in the third shell 18 electrons can be considered.
Yeah.
Then why after 8 the shell changes and more?
Very good question. This is a very good question. ये देखो 2n square का formula क्या है? That is third shell में absolutely right. It should be 3 electrons. That is 3 square third shell. So 18 electrons. But we are not able to have, for example, in this particular 2881. That means you are not having 9 because there is one more rule, which is called octet rule. Octet rule का कहना क्या है कि अगर last shell में 8 electron होना चाहिए, तो अगर तुमने ये 281 का concept, sorry, this octet का concept लिया, तो 2 पहले shell में आ गया, 8 second shell में आ गया, ठीक है, और 9 तुमने ये ले लिए, तो octet rule उधर invalid हो रहा है.
But there are elements में 18 there are.
नहीं, then there are subshells, subshells, subshells. Atom में सिर्फ shells नहीं है, subshells है. फिर उसके बाद subshells. We are spinning some electrons. The 4 quantum numbers are there: principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum, spin quantum. 4 quantum numbers. This atom is not a circle. Atom is a sphere. तो sphere में क्या होता है? Orientation change होता है. So there are subshells. ये subshells में तुमको concept आएगा. Okay, at this moment, yes. Okay, orbitals. उसको orbitals word दे दीजिए. Okay, so this is not okay. Now what is important over here? So this valency remains the same in the group basically, and valency changes in the period. So there's a variation. Let us understand the atomic radius. Now, atomic radius के ऊपर सब चल रहा है basically. So let us understand this. What is atomic radius? ये सबसे important. The star player basically. Like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay? Now what is atomic size? As we move from left hand side to right hand side, number of protons कितने हैं? Increase. Okay. यहाँ पे क्या increases. So what will happen? Yes. So first shell में कितने electrons हैं? 2. Second shell में 8. और फिर 1. Yes or no? Now how many protons are there in this particular atom? Sodium 11. But if you see for example chlorine के पास 17 protons. Right? तो इसमें क्या हो जाएगा? First shell, second shell, and the third shell. The nucleus, what it will do? It will bring these electrons very close to it. Why? Because of nuclear charge. 17 protons will have a greater power to attract the nucleus. And as a result, as we move from left hand side to right hand side, the number of shells are actually remaining same. The size shrink. Why? Because 11 protons power is lesser than 17 protons. And since the electrons are getting added to the same outermost shell, the power from the nucleus increases. So size shrinks. And as a result, size jab shrink ho rahe. Again, because number of shells are same. You say, sir, if the number of shells are same, size same hona chahiye. Nahi. There is a difference in the number of protons from where the power is coming. The power from the nucleus, if it is more, definitely the size will shrink. Clear? Okay, and as a result, when the size is, that means here, the nuclear charge, which is also called atomic number, and nuclear charge increases from left to right. That means atomic number increases due to the increase in nuclear charge. Okay, the attraction coming from the nucleus, the net attraction coming from the nucleus on the outermost shell increases, and as a result, size decreases.
Yes, sir.
Because the number of shells are remaining same. Yes. But as you go down in the group, ठीक है? इसमें कितने 3 shells हैं? इसमें कितने हो जाएंगे पोटेशियम 4? अभी इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है? इसमें क्या हो रहा है? तुम बोलोगे सर, अभी आपने बोला न्यूक्लियर चार्ज बढ़ रहा है तो इसका साइज श्रिंक होना चाहिए. अभी इधर बढ़ रहा है. ओके, स्वेल हो रहा है, एटम स्वेल होता जा रहा है. अभी इसमें एक प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रहा है? 11 प्रोटॉन्स, इधर कितने 19 प्रोटॉन्स पोटेशियम में. बट प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है? द न्यूक्लियर चार्ज इज बीइंग डोमिनेटेड बाय number of shells. Okay, that means the atomic size does not depend upon only on the nuclear charge, depends upon the number of shells. Why the number of shells are increasing? To accommodate the increased number of electrons. The family members बढ़ते हैं तो number of rooms in the house also is required more partitions are required because the child has to study. Clear? Okay, and as a result the number of shells have increased होंगे. Okay, and due to this number of shells increasing, one more thing happening over here. Sure, yeah, suno. Number of shells increase होंगे, so what will happen? First shell 2 electrons, second shell how many? 8 electrons. Third shell how many? Okay, again 8 electrons. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
अरे potassium है ना? Okay, और फिर last shell में 1 electron. Understand this. In between the number of shells when increases, number of inner electrons also increases. So what they do? The nucleus is sending the attraction for all of them, but attraction of the outermost shell is slightly less than expected. क्यों? क्योंकि ये जो electrons, inner electrons, what they do? They try to divert the attention of the mother nucleus, and they themselves actually what repel each other, and not only repel each other, but also they repel this outermost. This effect is called screening effect. That means it's like saying this way: a teacher is teaching in the class over here, and students are having, for example, sitting in the first few benches, but the last benches students are having gala time. They are having gala time. Why? Because okay, here as this teacher is actually monitoring, of course, teacher is monitoring everyone. Attraction सबके ऊपर attention. But the moment teacher tries to give attention to this, they ask in between some doubts. They and again you find that these students are using mobile, chit-chatting, etc. Okay, why? And therefore, that means the classroom is big. Screening effect. Can you look protection? Screening effect, shielding effect, shield कर रहा हूँ. वो attraction पूरी तरह जाने नहीं देता. Just like an umbrella how it shields you from ultraviolet rays, same way here it's a shielding effect. So more number of inner shells.
Sir, what is the use of ozone if we use umbrella?
What is that?
Use of ozone when we have to use umbrella.
नहीं, ozone hole is there.
Ozone तो Antarctica में नहीं,
नहीं, फिर भी shield है, लेकिन फिर भी you cannot see the sun directly because ultraviolet rays are still. Okay, so here atomic size increases. That means there are two factors on which atomic size depends. One is nuclear charge, second is number of shells and screening effect, which is not there in your syllabus, but I just mentioned it. Clear? This is atomic size. What about ionization potential? Is it easier to lose electron from here? Now from where in the period? ये देखो simple है. यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन रिमूव करना है, ओके, और यहाँ से इलेक्ट्रॉन रिमूव करना है. कहाँ से एनर्जी ज्यादा लगेगी? Your energy will be large. Yes or no? Your energy will be small. Why? Because distance is greater. That means one can say ionization energy is inversely proportional to atomic size. So as we move from left hand side to right hand side, ionization potential increases. Ionization potential increases from left to right, and from top to bottom ionization potential periodic. Increases. That means ionization potential is inversely proportional to atomic size. What about electron affinity? Electron affinity, okay, again same. Again, it's related with atomic size. Smaller the atom, higher the electron. Okay, smaller the house, more affinity or more monitoring, better monitoring by the the family people. Okay, why? Because smaller house inside. Okay, even new member comes, he will get a good monitoring. Okay, good attraction for hospitality. Why? Because house is smaller. If house is bigger, then finally the electron affinity or the affinity for the member will become slightly less because they are quite away from them. Okay, so electron affinity increases and here electron affinity decreases. That means again inversely proportional to atomic size. What about electronegativity? Electronegativity also increases. From top to bottom, electronegativity sub inversely proportional. What about metallic character? Metallic character यहाँ पे देखिए ये increase हो रहा है, ये भी increase हो रहा है, ये भी actually what increase हो रहा है, but ये decrease हो जाए. Opposite, that is directly proportional. Because metallic character decrease क्यों हो रहा है? Because atom is becoming small and smaller, so tendency to lose electron decreases. But as you go down, metallic character increases. तो आपको metals ज़्यादा नीचे मिलेंगे, okay, ऊपर कम. Okay, that means this is increase. What about non-metallic character? Non-metallic character just directly, inversely proportional to this. That means what increases, and as we go down, non-metallic character what increases down. That means one can easily say that everything except, for example, this metallic character, okay, to directly proportional, some inversely proportional. ठीक है कि नहीं? तो ये अपना trend follow करता है. So all of them are periodic problems. Okay, so I've given the definition, plus I have explained. Let's take some few questions of board questions. Okay, board questions. In fact, we will try to take review questions because those questions are having fill in the blanks. Okay, so question number easy नहीं है, वो थोड़ा सा क्या होगा? This chapter deals with what most of the objective type of questions. So better to go for children. Open the review question page. Page number. कौन सा है? हाँ, पेज नंबर 16. Right? Okay. Now give me your book. Let us. No, not this. Volume. Volume है ना इधर? Share करना है. Sharing is एक मिनट. Question number. Review exercise. Because this will be, now we are making two groups, group A and group B. For example, classwork, group A. Group B this side. So here, question number 1. First वाला question किया है ना हमने? How many? Some questions we have done or not? Which questions we have done? Earlier, which question we have done? 10 we have done. Okay. 14 you have done. Okay. 14 you have done, na? Chalo. Huh? Okay. Question number 16. Mark over there, children. Question number 16. Okay. Question number 16. Question number 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 25. And 24 over here. Come on, start. Now see, group A means here. Arshita, start. 16, 18, आपको ये करना है, all of you. This group. Now, if suppose one student wants to give the answer, clear? And suppose in between he is not getting one answer, other in that group can tell the answer. Likewise here, it's like a kind of competition between this set of students and this set of students. Start. Your time starts now.
Sir, which question 23rd?
23rd, आप लोगों को देना है 20. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Come on, start. In the book only you write down with pencil. Have you got the book? Yellow. हमारा कॉपी है. सबके पास वॉल्यूम है. Sit with them. Volume is there. See, children, on each bench, one volume should be there. Children can shift to the other. Please share and discuss. And finally, tell. Last bench. इधर आ जाओ. हमारे पास वॉल्यूम है. आ जाओ इधर. अकेले मत बैठो. इधर बैठो. You can discuss and with them. You want to sit alone? क्या करना है? चलो start करो because each question carries FONE and write down in your book only. अगर वो वॉल्यूम में लिखना है तो पेंसिल से लिखना है. Don't make it shabby. Children, open book. It's an open book question. Oduba means open text. Okay. Short form. Open textbook assignment. Okay, now in this case, because questions are taken from textbook only, more or less. 10 minutes I'm giving you, children, because after that we'll not be having time to discuss. Only 20 minutes. So wait, 10 minutes. 10 minutes I'm giving you. Last 8 minutes we'll discuss. जितना भी हो रहा है, fill in the blanks with the now what you with pencil. Mastika, are you writing? Sorry, now here Shaurya, you will be writing in group A. And Swastika here. You will do this set of questions. Okay?
Like there are options and you choose from that option particular elements. We can use the elements twice in one answer.
They have given the condition twice in one answer. No, no, that's not the truth. Some physical properties like fallibility, melting point, boiling point, बाद में करेंगे अभी तक नहीं है. Oxide. The question related to oxide. Group A this side, group B this side. पूरा सब हो गया. क्वेश्चन हो गए. कितना तक हुआ? 16. बोल. 40 minutes more. ये वाला एक प्राइवेट सिलेक्शन
elements with part 8 balance electrons
8 balance is 18 और 0
but वो reactivity
हाँ no problem लिखा तो नहीं है ना.
the most reactive metals are present in the sand
नहीं
elements
most reactive metals are present in 1 and elements with 8 electrons are 18. एक मिनट हो गया सबका ग्रुप ए लास्ट में हो गया आपका. गुड. This side B group. Last question. Please say. 2 minutes I'm giving. स्वस्तिका कितना हो गया आपका? Shaurya, how many questions are over?
Around 24 some.
Okay. Now let us come to the first question. Arshita, चलिए बोलिए आप. Now we have started, so let us work on it. 16th question. Please tell me, read the question first and then tell the answer along with it. Now, hey, keep the book in your hand. Hey, सीधे हाथ. Very good. Ionization enthalpy or ionization potential or ionization energy. Very good. 10 points over here. 10 marks. चलो. एक ही क्वेश्चन है उसमें. चलो. Now, Ishmit.
silicon phosphorus sulfur and chlorine
Silicon, phosphorus, sulfur.
20 points
10 points. Next, चलो. Here, question number 18. 18. कुशाग्रह बोलिए.
Arrange the elements.
Sit down, sit down like that.
Arrange the elements. Oxygen, chlorine, and neon. Decreasing order of ionization potential.
एक मिनट. हाँ बोलो.
Yes, sir. Arrange the elements. Oxygen, chlorine, and neon. In decreasing order of ionization potential.
बोलो.
So first neon, then chlorine, then oxygen.
then oxygen. That means highest to lowest, na? Decreasing. So that means this is greater than no. Next one. Carbon. Yeah, question क्या है?
Question is कितना change किया?
हाँ, 10 points.
State which element has a higher electron affinity, boron or carbon?
बोरोन और कार्बन कौन कौन सा कार्बन यस कार्बन इज 20th क्वेश्चन कम ऑन लास्ट बेट बोलिए क्या क्वेश्चन क्या है तो उसमें एलिमेंट्स का नाम दिया है क्या फॉस्फोरस राइट 21st चलो 21st क्वेश्चन yes very good 10 points over here IP is less IP is more okay good 22nd last bench 22nd 22nd एक मिनट 22nd how many questions are there 50 points you know for example kind of 15 points ठीक है ना और अगर if they don't get then the question will pass over here सब आना चाहिए नहीं तो अगर एक भी मिस्टेक हुआ ठीक है चलो फिर से बोलो क्वेश्चन yeah listen come on
Question 1. An alkaline metal present in group 1A of the periodic table having electronic configuration 2881.
to alkali metals or alkaline earth metals alkaline earth metals तो 2 आएगा ना wrong हो गया minus अरे alkaline है alkali metals है क्या alkaline earth metals okay read the question answer सर अल्कली मेटल है ना अरे तो पोटेशियम तो अल्कली फिर से वही क्वेश्चन कुशाग्र बोलो आंसर
Sir, an alkali metal present in group 1 of the periodic table having electronic configuration 2881 potassium.
तो तुम अल्कलाइन बोल रहे हो इसलिए वो अल्कली मेटल ओके चलो 10 प्लस सेकंड क्वेश्चन उसी में सेकंड क्वेश्चन है कम ऑन रीड अरे क्वेश्चन तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा मालूम पड़ेगा ना 287 yes 10 plus 10 उन लोगों का भी 23rd बड़ा क्वेश्चन आ रहा है रिमेंबर प्लान करके रखो एक भी मिस्टेक हुआ then next one come on tell me next one पढ़िए alkaline earth metals okay very good next Kushagra next one
Yes, sir. Least electronegative element in the period containing element fluorine.
lithium least electronegative then next one आपका हो गया चलो इसमें one on each bench let him चलो तुमको बोलना है
A bridge element shows similarity property with an element of period 3 of the periodic table.
lithium and second and third period ना अच्छा diagonal relationship okay हाँ second period or third period में there is a relation between that of course we have not done but since it is come okay और तुमने पहले भी किया कोई next time that because we have to do malleability ductility oxides and this property तो एक हाफ लेक्चर उसमें बाकी है चलो नेक्स्ट वन हो गया चलो तुम्हारा बोलो एक वेट या सिट डाउन इधर एक ऑनलाइन लाइन में भी है ना? कौन है? शौर्य, where are you? शौर्य is absent. चलो ठीक है, चलो तुम.
A metal present in group 3 on the periodic table.
हाँ.
Sodium.
Metal. Sodium. Sodium sure है? हाँ. Anybody having a different answer? चलो 23rd question. चलो. हाँ. Now 23rd question. कितने questions हैं? नहीं, 8 है. तो 80 point का ये. Come on.
Modern periodic table arranges
एक भी wrong हुआ -10 because you are getting 80 point bonus.
-20.
हाँ, एक point. Yeah, quite. चलो.
Modern periodic table arranges elements in increasing order.
Yeah, listen, Arshita, Jati. Are you having the book? Very good. Check it.
Modern periodic table arranges elements in increasing order of atomic number in 7 horizontal rows for periods and 18 vertical columns for groups. The most reactive elements are placed in group 1A.
Very good.
Elements with
Then
elements with 8 valence electrons in group 0 or
0 or 18 group. Very good. Second question. 10 point मिल गया. चलो आप पढ़िए. Second. You know the answer, ना? The question will pass to others. बोलो.
Sir, that's the answer book. The book includes the answers.
ठीक है. अरे ठीक है. Yes, yes. हाँ, बोलो.
Everything is fine.
क्या आंसर है? पढ़े? चलो. हाँ? Ionization potential. चलो. Next one. Last bit. अरे बराबर आंसर दो. Group 2. Which one? Which question? Alkali metals first group में कि second group? Alkaline earth metals group 2. Alkali metals group 1 में रहेगा.
सारो हमारे ग्रुप का ही नहीं.
He has told the answer. First group. Next one. चलो next आप बोलिए. Yeah. Next question. नीचे से आंसर मत देखो. पहले आंसर देखो. अरे क्वेश्चन पढ़िए ना.
The hydroxide of element. देखो सर बता रहे. Question बता रहा हूँ इसको question में नहीं बता रहा.
Question. हाँ.
क्यों है? क्यों है ये?
And amphoteric nature, na? Very good. 10 points. 80 point का question. Group 1 is strongly basic. Then third में amphoteric.
The group you already gave one, मतलब group 3 fill in the blank, group 1 and group 3.
हाँ तो group 1 में basic है और group 3 में amphoteric.
सर ये तो mention. अब बुझी मत. सर group 2 में basic right sir?
Group 2 basic. Group 3 है कि group 2 है? Group 3 लिखा.
Group 2 होना चाहिए
नहीं बहुत difference है ना nature. One is basic and second. Come on, next one. Just little faster now.
Property trends of elements from left to right in a period show that elements of the same period have dash number of electron shells in which the valence electrons dash by one across a period, a transition from dash to dash characteristic.
आंसर क्या है?
Different increase metallic character, non-metallic. देख के बोला है.
आंसर लिखा है कि नहीं?
लिखा है.
पेंसिल से लिखा है
Okay. How much time is left?
One minute.
Okay, 1 minute. Okay, children, homework will be all these questions you इधर लिखा है. जो ये साइड है, उन लोगों को ये लिख के दो. The ones which are this side. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
एक बार पहला कर लिया
Swastika, thank you. Go to write down the answers. Okay.
मास्टरी करते हैं कॉपी में हो गया. थैंक यू सर.
चोरिया कब से नहीं है?
पहले 5 minutes पहले निकल गया.
नहीं आ रहा था.
नहीं लगता नेटवर्क नहीं होगा.
अब क्योंकि उसका वाईफाई का इशू था ना.
हाँ वो वाईफाई का हो सकता है.
हम लोग जीत गए
तो लेक्चर
हम लोग जीत गए
10 मिनट.
He was there the last 5 minutes which I think was
अच्छा ठीक है सर.
okay.
ओके सर.
उसके बाद